Thank you everybody for attending. My name is Omar and I'm co-hosted here with Zach on the team. We're going to run you through the district executive training webinar. Let me carry on here to show you what we're going to be covering for the webinar here. So we're going to log into our district website as a district executive to view and edit our district organization chart. We're going to review some of the documents associated to the district database. If you'd like to upload documents, you would need an advanced access right, but I'll show you where you can look at them. We're also going to review your club's membership in addition to sending emails, creating some contacts and contact groups, and we'll also create an event in the event module, an event planner event with registration to collect event registrations on the district website. I also want to mention we'll be reviewing any club lists to update their membership, club information, and review their RI integration settings. And I'll also take us through the committees module just to show you that you can create committees linked to the district organization chart and have them available on in the district database. So without, let me go ahead and get logged into the district website here. So in my browser here, I've pulled up our demonstration district, and in the top right of the website here, you will typically see a member login link to log in. Once you click that, your login form will appear. You can enter your login name and password, and once you click login, you'll be kicked back to your district homepage, and instead of member login, you'll see this member area link. So let's go ahead and click this member area link. I want to mention just some notes as we go through the webinar here. This webinar is being recorded and will be available on the ClubRunner community. None of your cameras or videos are being filmed. It's just myself and my co-host and my shared screen. And I also want to share, if you have any questions, please submit them to us in the Q&A box in the Zoom meeting. So if you look at your Zoom controls, you'll see a Q&A option, and once you click that, you'll open up the questions tab and you can submit your questions to us, and my co-host Zach will be taking care of your questions, and later in the webinar Zach will take some time to address your questions with the share screen, and I'll carry on in the Q&A. So please submit your questions to us during the webinar. We'll definitely get to you and get those answers with you. Okay, so we've logged in to the district database. I want to first show you the access rights required to be your district executive role. So a district administrator would typically log into the district database and then assign these access rights to your profile. So you don't necessarily need to know these steps, but to get to those access rights, it would be in the membership module and then member access rights. And I'm just going to pull up my example profile here from the club here, Charles Hampton, and I'm going to show you what access rights he has and what access rights you would need for your club. So Charles Hampton is logged in as an administrator. I'm just allowing him to navigate through all the areas. For your role to manage other clubs' information, you would want this membership editor access right, as well as in some cases this event access right, and this is what would open up the events module in the top blue bar. Okay, so those two are the primary access levels for district executives to assist other clubs with managing their information. Just to highlight them, the membership editor and the event. Some other notable access rights are the club information editor. This access right would be for a member of their own club to manage the information in their own club. They wouldn't be able to log and view other club's information and then make changes. So if you're a district executive and you'd like to assist multiple clubs, it's really this membership editor access right. If you're looking to just assist one club and you're part of that club, you would want the club information editor access right. Okay, we also have some more advanced access right for district administrators, such as the website content editor, which can directly include documents in your district member area, as well as the administrator access right, which would open up all of the functions and areas in the district member area. But really for the district executives, you want to make sure you have this membership editor. And in some cases, if you're managing events for your district, you would want this event access right. Okay, so I'm just going to save whatever we have assigned for Charles here. I've got the administrator, so I can navigate through everywhere, but I will make sure to show you only areas you can access with that club membership editor access right. So let's carry on. So with the membership editor and events access rights, we're going to go ahead and look at the district organization chart. To do that, in the top blue bar of the district member area, I'm going to click organization. And then in the gray bar below, I'm going to click district organization chart. Okay, and that'll take us to the current year organization chart for our district. Right now, for the 2021-22 year, Carlo Dig is assigned the district governor position. We also have a district secretary and district treasurer role with the members assigned to them, and Annetta Blackborough and Mervyn Kearns. I want to mention you can add any position and title to these groups. You've got the district executive group, district officer and directors group, and assistant governor groups by clicking this orange add button on the right side of the page. So let's go ahead and do that for a district executive. I'm just going to click this orange add button. And once I do that, a new line will appear in the district executives chart where I can enter the title of the position. Let's go ahead and type in district foundation chair. I'm not necessarily sure if that's a real position, but in this case, we're going to use it as an example. And then once you have the title in there, to select the member, we can either enter the first few characters of their last name using this field, or my preferred method is finding their club and then assigning them the position. So I'm going to assign Charles Hampton to this district foundation chair position by selecting Greentown and then finding Charles in my list of members. There he is. So once I have that information set, I can click this orange save button, and that'll go ahead and save Charles to the district organization chart. I want to mention you can clear out the position so that the member holding the position is removed from that. So let's go ahead and just do that for Charles here. I'm going to click clear and then press this blue OK button on the browser prompt, and that'll remove him from the foundation chair. You can also just delete the position altogether from the district organization chart. I'm just going to go ahead and do that for our foundation chair position I just created. So I click the delete link and then press the OK button, and that's cleared it out. You can also edit it if the position still exists at the district and you just want to change the member who holds it or the position title. You can click that blue edit link, and then it'll allow you to change the title as well as select a new club to choose a new member from. I'm not going to go ahead and save this, but you can just change those titles and members as opposed to clearing out the position. One more link I want to show you from this page, in addition to a function of the page, but the one link I want to show you is this committees link. So clicking this committees link will open up the committees that district executive is a chair for. So Annetta Blackborough is the chair for the board of directors, the youth board, and the website committee. Okay, and you may note that some of these committees are tagged with private and others not, and I will get to that right after we get to through the organization chart. So let me return to the organization tab, district organization chart here. So that's how you can sort of manage the executive positions. I want to mention this district governor position cannot be deleted. It is just part of the account, and a district governor needs to be set or should be set for the year, but the position cannot be removed. One other important functionality of this page is if we scroll all the way to the bottom of the page here, you'll see this link, carry over this organization chart to next year. So this link will make it so that if your organization chart is very similar for the following year, you can click that link. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to click the carry over this organization chart and then click this OK button. And for the following year, 22-23, we should see the positions and the members holding those positions. And there we go. I've carried over the chart. We're in 2022-23, and Carlo Dig, Annetta Blackborough, and Mervyn Kearns have all been carried forward into the next year. I want to mention this link also operates on the district's committees. So once we clicked this link, any of the district committees created for the 2021-22 year were also carried forward, any yearly committees. So without talking more about committees, without showing you, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the committees here. So in the same organization tab in the top blue bar, I'm going to click district committees in the gray bar below, and that'll load up the yearly committees for the district account. So here we have the 2021-22 committees, and for each committee, they are organized by the chair who manages that committee. So we can see for the district governor, Carlo Dig, he is the chair for the funding and demo committee, with the funding committee being private. And I guess while I'm here, let me elaborate on the private versus public committees. So private committees would only be visible by members and the chair who are part of that committee. So if a member is not part of this funding committee and they open up this district committees page, they will not see the private district committee. So just keep that in mind. And to set a committee as private, I'm going to just edit one here by clicking this pencil icon. And right here, just below the director chair position for the committee, you can check or uncheck the private checkbox here to make the committee private and only allow people who are part of the committee to view the committee. Okay, so that's setting up private and assigning. I guess to most summarize it up, I'll go ahead and just add a new committee. So to do that, I'm going to click this orange Add New Committee button in the top right of the page, and a new form will load here. Let me just zoom out a little bit. There we are. So we can title the committee. I'm going to call it Public Image Committee. Pardon me. I don't need to type in committee. So we've got the name of the committee. Now you can choose the director of the committee. This director list is directly related to the district's organization chart. So if a position is created on the district organization chart, you'll see the director listed here. So specifically executives and directors. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose Mervyn for this director, and I'm going to leave this committee as public. Let's have a small description here: Public Image Committee for the website and database. And if say you had a public image committee in the previous year, you would have the option to associate this committee for the 2021 year to that previous year. So if I click this checkbox, it's inquiring if I'd like to associate it to the demo committee, website committee, or board committee from the 2020-21 year. So let's go ahead and save this committee, and I'll have a little bit more to say about carrying over committees when we click that carry over link. So from the district organization chart, we carried over the positions and committees. We just created this, this public image committee. There it is with Mervyn Kearns. If we go to the next year, and we will, you'll find that all of these committees, other than the public image committee, were also carried forward. So let's go ahead, click next year. And once I do that, it seems like there's a few additional committees. They may have already been here ahead of time, but these committees were carried over. And for Annetta Blackborough, for example, all three of her committees from the 2021-22 year were brought into 22-23, and they keep their chair positions as well as their private or public types. Okay, and I want to mention as well, while you're in a committee, let's go ahead and open up the youth board committee here. While we're in a committee, you still have those previous year and next year options to view the history of the committee as it's changed throughout the years. This demonstration committee, this board committee, hasn't undergone many changes, but for each year for the committee, you can include subcommittees, documents, and emails using the enhanced committee module. So this wouldn't come natively if you're just using the regular committee module. You would be able to create a committee with its members and a chair position, but if you have the enhanced committee module, you would also have the option to create a subcommittee of that committee, as well as upload documents to the committee and send emails out to members of the committee. Okay.
Just to confirm, Omar, I think you got mixed up between the club and the districts. All districts always have the enhanced committees module.
Oh, pardon me. That's great news. Please forgive me for that mistake there. So yes, you're hearing it from Zach here. The enhanced committee module is just part of the district package. So you will have these subcommittees, documents, and email links just available for your committee. So thank you very much for that correction, Zach. Pardon me. So let me show you some of the functionality here using the subcommittee tab for the public image committee. I'm going to create a subcommittee. It's quite similar. We can title the subcommittee. Let's just have them be focused on events, public image, just so that we have that clear link. And this is just our events for the public image committee. just to keep things straightforward here, I'm going to save this subcommittee. And once I've saved that subcommittee, you can further open up the subcommittee by clicking it from the subcommittees list. And then from this subcommittees list, you can add members, even more subcommittees, documents to this subcommittee within the public image committee, and emails for, so it can really be a nested subcommittee in your committees. Okay, let's return to the public image top level committee here. So I'm going to do that by clicking this public image link at the top here, and that'll bring us back to the top level committee. If I click subcommittees, we should see our events-public image committee there. So that's subcommittees. Let's go ahead and add a document to our top level committee. To do that, I'm going to click this Documents tab, and in the Documents folder here, we can choose to add a new folder to further organize our committee documents. Let's do that. I'm going to title this Website Documentation, and then save this folder. I'm not going to bother with the description. Let's just save this folder here. And then to add a document to the folder, we can click this paper icon with a little plus icon beside it. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and we'll have the option to title our file. I'm just going to call it public image logo. And you can also set an access level so that accessing this document is controlled based on if the member is a committee member, a general member of the district, or just any public visitor, and then they could share that link to the document. So let's just have it for members. I'm going to select members for the access level. To add the file, you can click this Choose File button at the bottom of the pop-up here. And once I do that, a folder explorer on my device will open. And from here, I'm just going to choose the presidential PMS logo here, the full size logo, as our logo here. So I've added the file. We can see it right here. And pardon me. And we've added the file. And to save it to the committee, I'm just going to click this orange Save button. Perfect. So the document should be right here in this folder. To open the folder, I click this closed folder icon. I'm just going to show that again. I've clicked to open it, and the public image logo is right there. If I'd like to download it, I should be able to just click it right here, and it'll be downloaded to my browser right there. Okay, so that's uploading documents to the committee. Let's go ahead and send an email to the one member of this committee. To do that, I'm going to open up the email tab for the committees. Pardon me, there we are. And then to create a new email, we're going to click the Compose New Message button on the right side of the page. Okay, and once we open up the Create Email page, you'll have a subject line where you can enter the title of the email, website documentation, and public image logo, just to have some example text here. And on the left side of the page, you can open up the public image committee group here. It should open here and allow me to select a member. I suspect what's going on here is one of the members doesn't have a valid email address, and I can't select them for the email. But rest assured, if your committee members have an email address, you will see them in a drop down here, similar to how we have our Create Email page, where you can check them for the email and then enter your email text. We have a public image meeting this Saturday, for example, just to have some example text. And that's the text for our email that'll be sent out. You can also format the email using these format options. We have bold, italicize, underline, the usual suspects, as well as some alignment options. I want to mention, if you're a little bit HTML coding savvy, you can view the HTML that the email will be sent out with. So if I click HTML, we can view the content of the email in HTML. You'll see some break tags to denote breaks in the sentences. So just keep that in mind. You do have the option to enter HTML content into your emails for committees and otherwise in the regular communication module. Okay, so that's creating the email content. Below that, we have step 3 to add an attachment to the email. To add an attachment, we can click this, click here to expand, and then choose the file by clicking this Choose File button. My folder explorer will open again, where we can choose an image. Let's just have this barbecue image be my image for the email. And there it is. It's been uploaded. Below step 3, you have some options on sending the email. You can opt to include a list of recipients, which would list out the recipients of the email in that email. So recipients of the email would have that list of recipients to see who else received the email, as well as an option to copy you on the email. So once it's sent, a copy will also be sent to you. Finally, we have the scheduling email options here. In step 5, you can choose to schedule to send the email at another time, or if we just click this orange send button, it'll send now. Let me show you how you can set a time to send it. So to do that, I'm going to click this calendar icon, and then we'll have a mini calendar open. We can select the date by just clicking the day. And then once it's selected, you can also enter a time in the field just to the right of it. Let's have it be sent at 3 p.m. So I'm just going to highlight that and replace it with 03, and let's change this to PM. Okay, so that's how you can schedule the email to be sent. Let's just go ahead and schedule it to be sent. So I'm going to go ahead and click this orange send button. Yes, it's asking me to select recipients. It seems as though we require a recipient, and this committee doesn't have a member who has an email address to send to. But if once you open up this page and have selected your committee members, you can click that orange send button and it'll be sent to your committee members. Okay, let's go ahead and come on out of the committee module. To do that, I'm just going to use this top blue menu. I'm going to go organization and the district organization chart. We're just going to go back to the organization chart. Okay, so we've set up our district organization chart. We've carried it forward. We've dug into a committee. We've built a subcommittee and fleshed it out with a document, an email, and building a subcommittee. Let me show you how you can send emails without the use of committees to all of your members in the district. So to do that, I'm going to use the communication module in the top blue bar here. Once I click communication, we're going to click email services in the gray bar just below. It's the leftmost item here. Okay, and that'll open up the email services here. Just bear with me. There we are. So once you're on the email services page, the district communication page, you can review any emails you have sent from the list below. I'm logged in as a district administrator, so I have this show all emails button to review all of the emails. But as a executive, you can review your emails. So let's go ahead and compose a new message by clicking this orange button in the top right of the page.
And as a very small comment, that migrate version 2 emails is just here on our demo district. You shouldn't see that on your own accounts. And if you do, for any reason, please let us know.
Just to make sure you see what Zach is mentioning, this Migrate V2 is just part of our demonstration account. You shouldn't see it on your account. And as he said, if you find it, please do let us know and we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So I've composed the message. I've returned to this page. We can see it exists here as a draft. To edit our existing draft, I'm just going to click this drop down arrow and then click this open link. Okay, and that'll take us to our create email page. On the left-hand side here in step 1, you can choose either to send the email to all of the contact groups here. I want to mention, when you're reviewing this list, you should see some options to select your district executives for the current year and next year. It's just that these district executives don't have functional email addresses. So just be aware, you can use these groups. They're just not available for a demo account. I'll use this active members dropdown, and you can select a whole group of recipients just by checking the checkbox to the left of the group, and it'll select as many members or executives as it can to select individuals for your email and review the subgroups. You can click this plus button to the left of the contact group. And once I do that for the active members group, it'll break up into the clubs. If you do this for your district executives group, it'll break it down into positions. And similarly for your club executives, if you open up the plus button for the club executives, it'll break it down into the president, club secretary, club treasurer. So you can really target your emails to just the club presidents or just the club treasurers. So keep that in mind. You can expand those contact groups by clicking the plus icon. And then so long as there are existing contact records, you'll see those subgroups like we have here for the clubs. And you can drill down even deeper to just select individuals by clicking this expand link for that subgroup. So let's go ahead and do that for Blue Village. I see they have 19 out of 21 contacts selected. Let's find out why 2 of them couldn't be selected. So let's click this expand link. And here we see the individual list for the Blue Village Club we have in our demonstration account, we can individually select, say, I'm just going to unselect them because we've selected them all, but you can just select Kenneth, say, for example, by checking that checkbox to the left of their name, and that'll select them for the email. You can also uncheck them to deselect them for the email. For members who are not selectable, you can hover over where the checkbox would be for the, would be for the member, and then the system will give you a tooltip to explain why the member is not available for email. So in this case, Christine Bell does not have an email address, or it is invalid as part of their profile, and that's why we cannot select Christine for this email. Let's see if the message is any different for Laura. No, but I do want to mention that the member profiles can include a privacy option to opt out of district emails. And if they've done that, this page will also notify you that the member has opted out of district emails, and you can enter the member profile to turn off that, or turn on or turn off that setting. And I'll get to that when we go through the membership module to assist clubs with editing their membership, club executives, and club information. For now, let's just keep our current set recipients list. Moving on to step 2, we can enter the subject line for our email here. Let's just go ahead, event heads up, BBQ in December, just as some example text here. Scrolling down the page in step 2, you'll have some options to include an email template if you've created one at the district. To select it, you'll use this select template dropdown. Custom templates are what you would create. System templates are the default template. So once you've created a new template, you can click custom email template, and then a drop down to show you which existing custom templates exist. You can select the one and then insert the text from that template. Let's do that for our example one. I'll also show you how you can, create your own custom email template. Let's just do this for this demo template. I'm going to click insert and then OK to replace the content that's in our email with the template. And there we go, I've done it. We can see some lorem ipsum Latin text here just as placeholder text for our template. I want to also mention you have some merge fields that you can include in the email to populate with either the recipient information, your information as the sender, as well as the district information. So let me show you how you can use that. I've created a few new lines here. To add the recipient's, say, middle name, we can just click recipient middle name from this drop-down list, and it'll add that middle name merge field right here. It's spelled as $ middle _ name $. And what it'll do, the system will replace what's in between those $ and the $ themselves with the recipient's middle name. And you can do that for any of the other merge fields that are here for the recipients. So you can throw in, say, let's get rid of this middle name, throw in their first name, then their last name. I'm just going to select recipient last name, and perhaps you'd like to throw in a space in between those merge fields, so we can just add that space in between those $. And like our dear line, it'll just enter their first name and last name. You also have the option to include your middle name, nickname, first name, your club full name, using this sender merge field dropdown, as well as the district information, this account information, where you can include the full district name, short name, address information, and zip code, for example. Okay, so those are the merge fields. Just below that, we have our email content. I already have some email content entered in here from the template, so I'm just going to leave this content. Perhaps I'll just remove the extra merge fields here and just clean it up just a tad bit. And that's our email content. Below the content, step 3, similar to the committee's emails process, you can add an attachment to your email. Let's go ahead and do that by clicking this select files for upload button. Again, my folder explorer on my device will open where I can choose the file. I'm just going to choose this lockup logo. That'll add it to the email. Below step 3, you'll have the same email options in step 4 to include a list of recipients as an attachment in the email to show who else is on the email to the recipients, as well as the option to copy yourself on the email so that you receive a copy once it's sent. And you can just check that copy me on email to get that done. And finally, we have step 5. You'll have the option to send the email right away, or similar again to the committee emails module, you can schedule the email and click the date, or sorry, this calendar icon the date you'd like to send it, as well as enter the time. For this email page, you can use these 4 arrows to select the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and click up to bring in a time, and it's entered as 5:29. I'm going to go ahead and fix this to 5:30. So I can do that by either selecting the field and then using the arrows to change what the value is, or you can just highlight that field and replace it with the value. So I just want it to be 4 o'clock. So I'm going to type in 4:00 and leave it at PM, but you can just change PM by typing in AM, or again, using those arrows to change that field. And I guess I should mention this left and right arrow will help you navigate through the hours, minutes, and AM, PM fields. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you're sort of struggling getting in a time by typing it in, you can use these arrows to just get that time. And let's go ahead and fix this to PM. Okay, I'm not going to schedule it. I want to send it now because we also have some email statistic functionality I want to show you guys after I send the email. So let's go ahead, send it now, and then choose this orange send button to process the email to send out to the recipients. It alerts us it'll send to almost 200 people. Let's click the orange OK button. Okay, I've sent the email. Here we can see the status. It says queued for sending. So the system is in the process of building the email and sending it out to the recipients. After a short delay, we can return to this page and review the statistics for the email. But before I do that, instead of just waiting around here, let's go ahead and open up the membership module. So to do that, I'm going to click membership in the top blue bar and say we're assisting clubs with reviewing their membership, executives, and club information. That's a lot of what I know a lot of district executives do for their clubs. So to do that, membership and then clubs and membership in the gray bar just below. Okay, and that'll pull up the clubs list for your district. Here we can see each of the clubs are organized alphabetically, and then the leftmost column is the RI integration for that club. So if the club has opted into sending changes received in the district or their club level database to Rotary International, you would see a green check mark here denoting that the club has opted to integrate changes in the district database or club database to Rotary International. And I'll show you where you can review those RI integration settings just a little bit further here once we get through the club info members and executives. So we're on the clubs and membership list. Let's go ahead and review Greentown's club information. And to do that, I'm going to click this blue club info link in the actions column right here. And that'll open up Greentown's club information. You would be able to make changes to the club if the club is not a club level subscriber. So if the club is a club level subscriber, they have their own ClubRunner website, they would have to change this information themselves, and you could reach out to them to make those changes. Otherwise, you can just go into the database, the district database, and make those changes to the club data. Let's go ahead and I like the logo. Let's just change some of the club details and meeting information for Greentown here. And so to do that, in this club detail section, I'm going to go ahead and click this edit icon right in the top. I'm just going to show you that edit button one more time. I'm going to close this out, and it's right here in the top right of the section. You'll see this edit button for each of the sections: club details, meetings, contact info. So let's go ahead, click this edit button, and here we can edit the club's name, short name. I want to fix their motto. They should have service above self here. So let's go ahead and get that thrown in, service above self, and save the change. So I'm going to do that by clicking the orange save button here. And once I save that, we've updated their club motto. You can also update their address information, and to do that for the meeting section, you can click the same pencil icon there. And here you'll have the option to change their meeting schedule. Say we'd like to update it to Thursday at 6 p.m. So I'm just going to type that in, and you can also update their meeting comments. If you know their online meeting information, you can opt to turn this on for them. And once you turn this on, the meeting URL would be available for logged in members while they're viewing the club's information, as well as the private details that you enter here. So only logged in members of the database would be able to view this meeting URL. Pardon me, this message is showing up here, this meeting URL and these private details. Okay, below that online meeting information is the physical address information, the meeting location itself, where you can enter a location, address line 1, city, country, the whole 9 yards, the regular suspects when it comes to the meeting address information. One note I really want to make sure you guys know about, see here, is once you have the address information entered for the club meeting information, specifically these fields right here, not including, and the postal code. Once you have that information entered, you can check this update latitude and longitude based on meeting address and have the system calculate the latitude and longitude, which is used to display this Google map for the club's information. Let me show you what I mean. And to do that, I'm just going to remove this latitude and longitude and save the change. So we've just removed it. The map may not work, but it does. It probably remembers what it was before. But let's get those values back. And to do that, I'm just going to use the same checkbox I highlighted there. So I'm clicking edit to edit the meeting details, scrolling all the way to the bottom. And with our address information in, I'm going to check this update latitude and longitude based on meeting address checkbox and save the changes. And once I save them, the latitude and longitude will be like grabbed from Google and entered for us. Let's go ahead and just confirm that. If I scroll to the bottom, yep, the latitude and longitude was re-entered by the system when we check that checkbox. So keep that in mind. And one other sort of important functionality that's part of this latitude and longitude is if you're reviewing your club's map on the district website, the club information needs to have this latitude and longitude to appear on your district club map, which shows where all of the clubs are located. Okay, so that's the latitude and longitude. And I just want to touch on that note I mentioned before. If the club has a club level subscription, you wouldn't be able to change this information for them. They can do it themselves when they log into the club level database that they have. You can reach out to them, but if they do not have a club level subscription, you should have full access with the membership editor access right to change that information for the clubs. Okay, so that's the club information. Let's go ahead and return to the membership clubs and membership list, and we're going to review how to update your club's executives. So to do that on this clubs and membership list, I'm going to click this executive link. Let's do it for the same club, Greentown. So I'm just going to click executives here. And it should load momentarily here. There we are. And once it loads, you'll see your club's executives and directors list. Here we have a President Mickey Dewey, President-elect Peter Parker. To edit a position, say you want to replace the position title and member who holds the position, we can go and click this edit link on the right side in the actions column, and that'll allow us to edit the position entirely, including its title, its position text. So let's go ahead and, it is the title that you can set. These positions are controlled by your district administrators. They would have the ability to create more position types. I'll show you where a district administrator can do that, but only a district administrator can create positions. For any other positions that you don't see, you can select this other position type and then just replace the text in the title. Let's go ahead and just do that for me here. I'm going to go ahead and just title him as the public image chair as opposed to website public image chair. Public image chair. So we've just gone ahead and changed his title. We can also change the member who holds the position. Let's go ahead and just choose Jose Smith here and save the change. And there we go. We've updated website public image chair to public image chair and the member who holds it. You also have the ability to reorganize how the club executive list appears. So if you'd like to do that, just to the left of each of the positions, you'll see these 3 vertical dots, grab points, and you can click and drag those grab points to move the position up or down the list and resort the club executives list to however you'd like it to appear on the district's club directory page. So let's go ahead and just move Judith Draper above Sergeant at Arms. And where stated here, I want to also mention you have that same clear and delete link to either clear out a position. Let's go ahead and clear out Olaf. So there we are. We've cleared out the executive secretary position entered as other, and you can also delete the position just entirely by clicking the delete link. Okay. And that should delete the position here. I'm just going to wait for it to process, and then we'll jump into editing the member profile. So we have removed that position successfully here. It's just what we have left. Let's go ahead and get to the club's membership list. So I'm going to use the same membership module up at the top blue bar in the district member area, and then click clubs and membership in the gray bar just below. And again, we're back on the clubs and membership page where we can change the executives, the club information. To get to the members list, we can click the members action link for the club. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for Greentown. And once I click members, we're brought to their active members list. And here we see all of their active and honorary members. You'll see these active and honorary member types. I want to mention, some of you may be looking at this access level column. Please note this access level does not function on the district website. These access levels are assigned to the club's club level database, which are used to manage access in the club level. Just sort of touching on that, access rights, the list of access rights I had showed you are different from these access levels, and those access rights are used to manage the district access. These access levels have no effect on the district website. Okay, just sharing that with you. If you'd like to edit a member's profile, we can just click their name and that'll open up their profile. So here we've done this for Claire Davis. On her personal tab, we can change some of their information, such as their first name, middle name, email information, home information, work information. To change it, you would click this blue edit button at the top right of the page, and then the fields would become editable, where you can enter more information. I'm just going to show you that I can type extra information for the member here. Say we select their anniversary date. Let's just go ahead and do that. And then once you're done, you can click this orange save button in the top right of the page. So that's just the personal tab. Some more, I shouldn't say more important tabs, they're all tabs, is this Rotary tab. This tab is where the member's Rotary number would be stored. And if the club has RI integration enabled, the member's full name, this Rotary ID number, and the member's membership type are used to match the member's ClubRunner profile to their Rotary International Database profile. So while you're reviewing the member profiles, it may be a good idea to open up the Rotary tab and just see if there is a missing Rotary member number, and you can try to find that number and review it. I want to mention there are some functions you can use in the RI member synchronization once the club has set it up to more easily compare the members' ClubRunner profiles to their Rotary International profiles. I can't show this functionality here as we're using a demonstration website that would need to connect to the Rotary database to manage those integrations, but we do have an RI integration webinar that's coming up, which will demonstrate that. Let me take a quick break from showing you the member profile and take you to clubrunner.com/training, our changeover training page. I'm just going to go ahead and click that tab here. So here we are on the changeover training page where you had registered for our district training for district executives right here today. Thank you so much for joining me. For the RI integration, if we scroll down some more into the deep dive series, membership and admin, on Thursday, July 22nd, we'll be digging a little bit more into the RI integration and the compare and synchronize page to assist you with comparing those data values for the membership in both systems. So just keep that in mind. If you're interested in learning more about the RI integration, you can go on over to clubrunner.com/training, and you'll be brought straight to this changeover training page where you can scroll to the RI integration and membership webinar and then register for it if you're interested in learning more about that. Let me return back to the member profile here. So we're back with Claire Davis. We find that her Rotary member number is missing, but without integration, we can't really make sure that she is matched to her profile. So we'll leave that for now. Let me show you the biography tab. Pretty straightforward. The member can include some public biography information, a vocational description, as well as a private biography for other district members to view. as well as this commitments tab, where if they are signed up to any meeting responsibilities with their club or volunteer lists, it would display in this commitments. It's taking a moment to load to see if they are listed, and I think in this case they are not signed up for anything. So let's just move on to the settings tab. Here is the member's username and password. If you're a district administrator, you can assist them with resetting their password. So I'm logged in as a district administrator and I can just set a new password. As a membership editor, you should also be able to assign them a new password. And I want to touch on, we had talked about the access levels. Here is the 70 member access level. Again, these club access levels do not operate on the district website. It's just something that can only be controlled at the club level subscription. So just, you can mostly ignore this setting. If you're going to the settings tab, it's typically to assist the user with getting their username and setting a new password. So just keep that in mind. You can go to the settings tab for the member profile and assist them with logging in if you'd like to assist them, or you can kick them over to us by sharing our support@clubrunner.ca email address with the member, and we can assist them with logging in as well. That's no problem. Finally, we have this privacy tab, and I alluded to this earlier when we were in the communication module. If the member is unselectable for the email, it's either because their personal tab has an invalid email address, or in their privacy tab, they have opted out of the district emails. And that's exactly what this setting is. If they've opted out of this setting, they will not be selectable for emails or bulletins at the district level or club level or even zone level. Okay, so I'm just going to change this district emails just so I can show you. We can update this for the member. I'm not sure if you'd want to change it to not allow district emails. Perhaps the member has reached out to you and said, I don't want any more district emails, please fix this for me. That would be how you do it. You'd go to their profile, open up their privacy tab, and then turn off this district email setting. In the case a member is finding they're not receiving emails, this may be a good place to check to make sure that they have not accidentally unsubscribed from district emails and turned off this setting. Okay, so that's the membership profiles. Let's go ahead and move on to creating an event in the district database to have posted to the district website. So to get to the events module, I want to mention again, you would need the events access right. Your district administrator can assist with assigning that access by using the membership module and member access rights. They would need to have the administrator access right to access here. And so long as they do, they'd be able to assign access to you. But let's go ahead and jump into the events event planner module. So Event Planner is a quick way to create an event for your district website with a single registration cost and a way to register members, guests, and send out email invitations to your membership, as well as other contacts added to the district database. And I'm glad I brought that up. I'll touch on contacts and the contacts module where you can include contacts for your district. So here on the Event Planner page, to create a new event, we can click this orange create a new event button. But if you're curious about looking through the past events at your district, go ahead and click this view all events link, and the events page will reload to show you all of the events in the history of the district account. So I'm just going to create a new one by clicking that orange create a new event button. Once we're here, we can enter the event name. I'm going to call it District Demo Barbecue. So that's the event name. Below that, you have the event code. This code is used if your district has an online payment account connected to the database to process event registrations online, as well as really just event registrations and My Event Runner event registrations. So if you have an event code, those payments to the online payment account would appear with this event code. So I'm going to skip this. We're not going to spend too much time, and I won't have the time to open up the online payment account or review that information. So we'll just skip this. Below the event code, you have the status of the event. Typically, you can leave this as active and that'll post the event immediately. Though if you'd like to do more, entering more detail or information for the event, you can select draft and that'll keep the event hidden until you're ready to activate the event. Okay, so that's the draft. Below that, you have the event type. You can select how you'd like the event to be color coded on your district calendar. It's really just a way you can sort of organize and type the events. There's no functional difference for picking a different event type. It'll just appear differently on the district calendar, which is helpful to organize the event. So just keep that in mind. We're going to set this to fundraiser as we're doing a barbecue. Oops. So we're just going to set that to fundraiser. Below event time, we have the start date and end date for the event itself, when the event is actually taking place. Let's go ahead and set that to July 30th. And I'm going to make it a 2-day event and choose July 31st. And similar to the email schedule send, you can use these arrows to set a specific time for when the event starts and ends. So I'm just going to choose 3 o'clock. There we are, set it to 3 o'clock. And then for this one, let's go ahead and have it end at 4 p.m. And I've done that in both ways here. So I've used the arrows to enter in the time here, and I've actually just typed out the time in the end date. Below the end date, you can include a description for the event. Let's go ahead and just say, this is our demonstration barbecue. Oh, pardon me. I'm just going to type demo. Our demo barbecue event. Tickets are $15. Each ticket includes a burger and a drink. Okay, just some example information that you can enter for your event planner event. You can enter whatever information you'd like for the description. I'm just using this barbecue event with $15 tickets as an example. So I've got our description. Below the description field, we have the would you like to enable registration now? If you'd like to enable the registration right away, you can choose yes. You'd still want to make sure you're looking at the payment information as soon as you press save. So typically I suggest leaving this as no, so you have the opportunity to review the registration settings and payment information before publishing the event. So go ahead and keep that as no. If you're interested in just publishing the event, say it doesn't have a cost and you just want that information out there, you can choose yes and have it published right away. Below that setting, we have the image thumbnail for the event. I'm going to choose the barbecue. It's apt here. So I've clicked that choose file button. My Windows file explorer has opened. I'm going to double click the image and it's chosen for the event. Below that, you can choose the club that's hosting the event, as well as the event chair for the event, and it will automatically include their email address if they have one. So for Charles Hampton, my district administrator here, he is set with the email address omar@sendgrid.example.net, a non-working email address, but we can select another member and their information will populate as the event chair. So I'm going to return it to Charles Hampton, just so we're working in the same account and have everything nice and straightforward. Below the event chair information, you can include the address information for the event. Say we'd like to, I just have this example, 181 Real Street at Relio with a zip code and located in Canada. If your address is legitimate, you can enter in the latitude and longitude, and it'll also have that Google map map right below the events page so that people can find the event. So you can just get that by entering your address information, and this should load. Otherwise, you can manually enter the latitude and longitude. That's the address information. Finally, we have some show options for how you'd like to display the event on the district website. Let me go through them, and while I go through them, I will show you the areas on the district website that that the event would be available. So I'm going to go ahead and just open up a new tab here. So pardon me, I'm just opening up a new one and going to the home page so I can show you where these would be. There we are, and I'm just going to open up the calendar here. So I've opened up the calendar using the mini calendar widget, but here is the calendar, and this sorry, I've mixed myself here, but this show event in homepage setting is for your district's upcoming events widget. So perfect. So for this demonstration district, we have the upcoming events widget right here in the right column. Once we publish the event, so long as this widget is set to show an event out in July, I believe, and it'll list the event in this upcoming events widget. So that's the show event in homepage setting. Below that, you have the show event in calendar, and that's the page I pulled up first here, right here. So your district calendar page would be /events/calendar for your district website. And this is where that show event in calendar setting would post the event once we save it. And we'll make sure it posts here once we save the event and open registration. Below the calendar, we have the show in events list. On the calendar page, we can click this list button, and this is the list for which the event would be posted. This Club Barbecue is from a different webinar, not quite the same one. So pardon me for mixing you guys up there, but that's a different event. But this is the list for the show in events list setting. We also have the show event in bulletin setting. So similar to the upcoming events widget for your district homepage, the bulletin designer will also have an upcoming bulletin events widget, which you can opt to show the event in. Okay, and let's go back to the event. We've got two more options here. We have the display social media share bar, which will show the social media share icons. If a visitor clicks that any of those social media icons, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, it'll prompt them to share the page on their social media account. And finally, the show map feature, which will show the Google map so long as the latitude and longitude are entered for the event. So just keep that in mind. You can show this map with these fields here. Let's go ahead and save the event and configure the registration settings. I know I'm getting close to our Q&A time, which will begin at about 6:05. So I just want to wrap up this event. And please, over the course of the webinar, please feel free to submit your questions to us. We will get to them and make sure you have that information. So we've set the event details. We've set a start and end time. Let's get to the registration options. To do that, I'm going to click this edit registration option link in the registration section. Okay, and here we are. To activate the registration, we want to make sure that this open this event for registration checkbox is checked. And below that, we can choose the registration times when the event is available for registration. So we have a start time of July 14th, today's date. The system will automatically enter that for you. And then the end date, which will be set to the day the event begins, July 30th. So just an hour before, I believe. Actually, the exact time that the event begins. Oopsie doodle. So that's the start and end time, and this is just for the registration. It's not the actual event start and end date. Okay, below that, you'll have the is there a fee to attend the event? We can set a payment in the payment options, and then this setting will change. So don't worry about that. It actually also tells us please go to payment settings to enter a price for the event. Below that option, you can include public registration. Let's go ahead and turn that on where any visitor can sign up for the event. We can also allow members to register guests. Let's keep that, as well as copying the event chair, Charles Hampton, on event registration. So once a visitor or member sign up for the event, Charles will receive an email saying this person has registered for the event. And finally, we have this enable comments on registration page. This would allow members of the district to log in and then comment right there on the events page, and allow them to just enter comments. Typically, we don't suggest turning this on, as you can just get any comment from a member, but if you're looking for feedback for the event, this may be the perfect way to collect that feedback, is just by enabling comments to the page. Okay, so those are the options. I'm going to choose the copy event share on registration, though I don't think I'll have the time to test that, but know that setting is there. Let's get a price in for our event. So just below the registration, we have the payment settings. Here we see the event fee is $0. Let's fix that. We're going to click the change payment settings button on the right side of the page. And the first field we can change is the event fee. I'm going to set it to $15, like we said in the description, and choose our currency. I'm going to choose Canadian dollar here. There is US dollar. There we are, US dollar as well. And below this currency field is the online payment account selection if your district has an online payment account to process credit card payments for event registrations online. So our demonstration account here has a Sage test payment account that we can select and use to process event registrations with this Sage account. If your district is interested in signing up for a online payment account, I mentioned you can reach out to us from the clubrunnersupport.com knowledge base. But if you just want to get ahead of the curve there, you can go ahead and get to our ClubRunner official website, clubrunner.ca. I'm going to pull that up in this browser tab here. And on the ClubRunner website, you can click features. And then if we scroll down a little bit, you'll have the online payment feature. Oops, pardon me, I right-clicked. There we are. I've clicked online payment. It'll share some information about online payment accounts. At the very bottom of the page, you can choose the country your district and club is located in, and then you will be you will get a page with more information about the preferred payment provider that we've signed up with to help clubs process their transactions online. So for the United States, we've paired up with Paya, previously known as Sage, and they can assist with processing credit card payments online. One thing I want to mention about these online credit card payment accounts is that there are fees charged by the payment provider to process and maintain the account. So you can check those out from these feature online payment pages. At the very bottom of these online payment pages, you can sign up or rather get the application form and then fill it out and submit it to Paya or Bambora to create that account. So just be aware that this information is right here on clubrunner.ca, features, online payment, and then you can look at that online payment account. Let's go back into the event. We've set our online payment account. Do we require members to pay to complete the registration? No, but keep in mind, if a guest registers, they would be required to pay to fill out the registration. And finally, do we wish to allow payment by check? Let's go ahead and say yes. And once we say yes, you'll have the option to include more information on how you'd like the check to be written out. So let's go ahead and please make check payable to demo district, and that's what we're going to save it as. So let's go ahead and save our payment settings. I want to mention I have about 5 more minutes, and then we'll switch gears into the Q&A section here. I still want to show you how you can send emails for the event, and then we're going to look at the event on the district website. So we're almost done. Perfect. Okay, so to send out an email, I'm going to go ahead and click this orange new invitation button. I should mention this invitation button works differently than the email button. For the invitation, the template is a bit different, and it'll include more information about the event. And this is basically just a quick way to send invitations to your active members, as well as if these contact groups should be working for you, your district executives, so you can select them, provided there are contacts in those groups, and there will be for your populated accounts. So we've got our subject line filled in for the default text here. It says event invitation for event name merge field. I believe a district demo barbecue is what's going to be replaced here. Below that, we have the same templates we can create for an event. Let me quickly show you that. In this events module, you can customize your event email templates from this event planner email templates page. You've got the same merge fields, a content text box for the email, and this is the merge field and information for the event that'll be sent in the email invitation to the members. Again, we have files that we can upload for the email, the list of recipients, as well as an option to copy the email and scheduling the email. Let's go ahead and send this. And actually, this was good for me. In sending this email, I wanted to go back to our communication module, show you the email templates and email statistics. So we're almost done. Just 2 more things here. I'm going to go to communication, email services. Let's go ahead and review our email statistics. And you should be able to do the same thing for event planner events, but we're waiting for the event email to be queued and sent. It looks like our initial email here at 5:30 was sent. Let's view the statistics from the email services page by clicking this actions dropdown and clicking stats. Here's the email statistics page. For any people with a working email address, they'll appear with the sent. For any members with a non-working email address, they may appear as blocked, bounced, or dropped. In the case their email address appears with those statuses, you can work with your district administrator to review the communication module blocked emails list. I'm just going to pull that up, though I do believe a district administrator access right is required to review this. But once you're here with your district administrator, they can unblock the addresses to attempt to email those members again after they have resolved the reason their email address was blocked. So in Alice Wood's case or Zach Wood's case, this email address is invalid. If we enter a new email address, you technically don't need to unblock it because it remembers just the email, but say it was a different reason, it was marked as spam, the member has not marked it as spam, you can try to unblock them and send them another email. Okay, that's email statistics and manage blocking emails. You can also manage your email templates for the communication module through this email templates page, and event planner templates through the events event planner templates. In either case, I'm going to work on the email templates page here in the communication email email templates page where we're here, email templates. Let's go ahead and quickly add one. It's very similar to creating the email, that second step in the create email page. You can enter a name for the person who's sending this email. Let's go ahead and just say Charles Hampton. And then for the subject of the email, we're going to subject it with, demo district barbecue heads up. And moving on, you have the same merge fields that we have before, the recipient, sender, and account, as well as a body to include that example text. So I'm just going to throw in some manual lorem ipsum just to have some text there, and then we can save our, pardon me, I had said this name is the name of the sender. It's actually the name of the template. So in this case, it's the BBQ template 1. Pardon me for that error. So there we are. We've got our email template. I'm going to save it, and now I'll show you how to select it. So I showed it earlier. I just want to touch on it again. Composing a new message, you'll have this select template field. You can select custom, and then your new custom template, you can select it from the dropdown just below and then insert its text to replace the original email. So that's how you use the regular communication email templates. Events email templates work very similar. You can create a custom email template either by copying a system one or just creating a new one, and then while selecting that email for the invitation or event email, you can insert your template. Okay, so that's about as much time as I have for our webinar. I hope going through the modules, the organization modules, district organization chart, and then the membership clubs and membership list to help your club's executives, club information membership was helpful. I'll be passing the webinar off to Zach to answer your questions. I'll still be around. I'll be in the Q&A box below answering any questions you guys share with us. So please feel free to keep sharing your questions with us. And Zach, thank you so much for helping me with the Q&A here.
Great, fantastic. Thank you, everybody. So I just want to state everyone had some really fantastic questions while we were going through the actual webinar. And I'm going to take a couple minutes to just address some of those on screen. That way you guys can see those questions and you don't miss it out. Well, a very obvious one. Someone did mention that they were unable to view the webinar, and I just want to repeat this from earlier. All of these webinars are being recorded. They'll all be available at in the future. We don't have a specific timeline, but we will be posting them as we can make them available, and you guys will be able to find them. The best place to find these after we're done is going to be over at our support website, clubrunnersupport.com. And I know Omar showed it off for just a minute. I just want to reiterate, clubrunnersupport.com is the best place for you guys to keep up to date with the things that are going on with ClubRunner. Being full disclosure here, system problems. If there's a problem with website updates or the service is unavailable or anything else like that, including new things like our webinar series being available or, maintenance state changes, anything that, you guys would really want to be up to date on, we are always making sure we get that posted in the news. Additionally, tons of great help articles and guides here. We're always keeping things up to date and adding more to the website. And yeah, the secondary place where you guys can always check for more information, or if you want to be involved with other ClubRunner users like yourself, is our ClubRunner community. And if you head over to clubrunnercommunity.com, you can go ahead and sign in and create a profile. You will use the exact same login information that you use to log into ClubRunner every day. So all you have to do to get started is click the login button. It'll ask you for your ClubRunner login details. Put those in. If you've never been in the community before, it'll ask you to confirm your details and set up your profile. And at that point, you can work with your team. You can work with basically all of the other members that are also taking advantage of our ClubRunner community. And the best thing is, sometimes we're not available, or maybe you guys want questions that aren't answers from our team, but are answers from the community at large. One of the things I will kind of show off is we do have a community marketplace. These are other clubs and other Rotarians and other people using ClubRunner who, if you're looking for someone who could help out professionally, this is a great place to do it. And if for any reason you offer those services, this is a great place to share that with the world. So now that I've talked about the really simple, straightforward stuff with getting support and being a part of the community, let's talk a little bit more about some of the questions that we had from the stand-up, or sorry, from the stand-up, from our webinar here. One of our first questions was from Marilyn. They were asking about being able to paste signatures and headers into emails to committee members. And the answer I specifically gave them is, in most cases, yes. And that's pretty true. The really nice thing is if you have a signature in your member profile, that signature will automatically append itself to all outgoing emails. So if you guys head into the For Members section at the district, and this signature is shared with your club, so you can also edit it at your club website. So we can jump right in and go into the Edit My Profile section here. And you can see here I'm logged into Kevin Turner, and we can see we have a couple different tabs to navigate through here. I want to choose specifically the Settings tab because I know that's where this is. So when I click on Settings, you will see some information. Kevin, you can see as a club administrator, you can see his details, and then down here at the bottom, it says Custom Email Signature. And right now, Kevin says from the desk of Kevin Turner. If you go ahead and click Edit, the page will refresh and you can make any changes to the HTML that you like. Now, I will comment here that the image editor is not available, but if you do need that image uploaded to ClubRunner for any reason, if it's not hosted somewhere else, my personal recommendation, I'm going to go ahead and leave here. I usually will go into the communication service, and what I will do is I will go ahead and compose a new message, and I would upload the details that I need for my signature here, and then go copy paste them back into my actual email. And this is a good way because you can test, what you want your signature to look like. So let's just say I want to get an image in there for like a Rotary logo or our club logo. I can go ahead and click the image button. This will bring up the image properties box, and from there I can choose Browse Server. Browse Server lets you look at all of the images hosted in the ClubRunner platform, in addition to all of the images that your club or district has used. So I just want to insert the current year logo. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that one. I chose it by double clicking. For some reason, just to note, if you did not have the images available, you can choose a folder that you have access to. The Rotary Images folder is not writable by our customers. We manage that and maintain it both for ourselves and Rotary International. But we can click Upload, which will prompt us to pick a picture here. So for example, I could definitely take something like my little logo, our club logo here, ClubRunner Rotary Club, and I could use this instead of the presidential theme that I selected. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out because I don't wanna change it. I'm happy with the image I made. I do know that this is probably going to be way too big relative to that. So I'm going to half the size. I'm going to put this to 125 instead of 250. And you can see here that the height automatically adjusted. That is because we have this little lock option and it keeps the image from getting all misaligned or looking weird. I'm happy with the way it is now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. We can now see that this wonderful image and text is in here. So I'm going to copy all of this information. I'm going to use Control-C with my keyboard command there to copy the information. Then I'm going to head back into my profile. I'm going to go back to my settings tab here. I'm going to click Edit. And then I should be able to paste right in there. And the reason I recommend this method is, again, you can play around with your signature, you can send test emails to yourself, and then when you're happy with the way it arrives in your own profile, in your own email account, you can come right back here and save it. And now the next time that I go and compose any email, whether it's at my club or my district level, that signature will be included. And if you wanted to go a step further and have more of that information in there, you absolutely could. You can see now when I created my new email here, my signature was automatically inserted, and that the same would be true for our committees module. All right, moving right along. We had a different question from Marianne. Marianne asked if it was possible to CC others on emails. So at this time, we're unable to support any carbon copying for emails. This is just due to the way that ClubRunner really sends out emails. Unlike your traditional email client where you are composing a single email and sending it to multiple people, ClubRunner doesn't send a single email to a whole bunch of people. It actually composes a generates a unique email for each of those recipients. That's because we have to make sure these mail merge fields work, and then they're delivered to each user individually. So you can't, if you were going to do a traditional CC on something like that, what would end up happening is if you sent it to 3,000 people, the recipient would get 3,000 CCs. It's definitely something we're thinking about how we can include in the future of ClubRunner in some way, shape, or form, so we can help with things like notices, but I just wanted to also touch on that a little bit. We had a great question from Peter. Peter asked, when we're talking about setting a time in an email, is it your local time or is it some other time? So I can confirm for you guys that this should be your district's local time. Now, the reason I use the word should there is I definitely know we have districts that either are on state or international boundaries, and it is possible that half of the district is in one time zone and the other half of the district is in a different time zone. If you're ever unsure, you can absolutely reach out to us and confirm, but in most cases, most of our districts don't have any of that, bordering on a time zone change. So more than likely it's going to be your local time. For any reason, if you think that's not the case, again, do reach out to us and let us know. And the one last thing I really want to just kind of hit on here with scheduled emails is that it's very important to note that the time that you set in that scheduled email is the time that the email will start to send, not the time that will be delivered. So this does mean in some cases, if you and, if your district and 30 other districts on ClubRunner and 30 other clubs all chose to send each 1,000 emails at 8 a.m. in the morning, it might take a while for our platform to process all those emails and deliver them successfully. So if you scheduled it at 8, it might take until 8:10, 8:15, 8:20, or a little bit longer in some extreme cases, just to make sure delivery goes through smoothly. Because I know that's come up occasionally, so I always like to touch on that a little bit. Patrick had asked, why don't we have Rotaract integration or Rotaract integration at this time? And really the straightforward answer is it is a newer feature available from Rotary International, and we are looking into being able to support our Rotaract clubs because we understand how important they are to Rotary as a whole. Let's see. Peter also asked if a district administrator updates the club information, and this is when Omar was showing you guys the individual edit club information screen. I'm going to use my own club here. I'm kind of going to navigate as a member of the club, but because I'm an administrator, I will still get to the same place. So here we're in this club information. So the straightforward answer here is yes. Not only will you updating this meeting information on ClubRunner, obviously the district is a subscriber in this case, so that means the district's website will be updated. The club's website will be updated if they're also a subscriber, and Rotary International will be notified so long as the club's integration services are enabled. Moving right along here. So Peter asked about registration URL. So all of the events, all events that are created in ClubRunner always have a permalink. And in this case, for the events, it should almost always be your event name. So if you wanted to share the event onto, for example, Facebook, this one isn't active, but I will go out and head out to the district's website, go to the events page. So I believe, Club Barbecue. So this is Greentown. So we're digging down into an individual club, but so here are those social media icons that Omar was referencing earlier. So if I clicked the Facebook share link, what would happen is I'm not logged in on this account to show you guys, but what would happen is it would prompt me to share this page and URL that's up in the address bar here to my Facebook page. So anyone who wanted to come and register for the event would be able to do so. Omar touched on this one as well, but Lorraine asked, in the member profile, what is the difference between the badge number and the Rotary member number? So the badge number tends to, that directly correlates to our barcode scanner module. However, even if you're not using it, the badge number is in there. So a lot of clubs will use this for their personal badge numbers, but more often than not, the clubs making the most use out of it are actually using it with their ClubRunner barcode module. And that really more or less ends up being a club level feature, not a district level feature. And believe it or not, I think that is the majority of the questions that we got here today. I think we might have one other one. David Waterman, or sorry, not David Waterman, David W. had asked about a specific question with US federal income tax receipts. I'm pretty sure Omar is working to answer that, but I can confirm that we don't have any features or functionality like that. So I'm sure Omar will get to that, but that's not something that we're able to do right now, but we'll definitely let our product team know about that. That way we can consider it for future updates. Marianne is also asking, can online registration be used by non-members, for example, a fundraising event? And the answer to that question is absolutely. So you guys can see right here, I'm at a club level event, but the club level event and the district level events really don't differ at all. You can absolutely use that to collect. So here, people could register for the barbecue. Really, I think a better thing that would probably be to do that is if you guys have a specific fundraising event, we do have a donation module available. It should be available for all clubs and all districts. The default URL is your ClubRunner address /donate. Unfortunately, I don't think it is configured at the district level here. So I am gonna, I have it configured here. So if you guys have an active fundraising event and you're looking to collect donations for it, we would strongly encourage you guys to check out our donations module. It is available for clubs, districts, zones, all of our customers effectively. And it allows you to collect right now a single intent of donation. So this is the donation page. It will collect money here. So I can select $5 donation. I can click the donate button. This will carry us over to the registration page where I make my payment and submit it. And that is the current donations module. We're going to be working to have some new features in the near future. Not too much that I can share today, but I'm very excited for the things that are going to be coming, and they're probably going to address a lot of the questions that we've had about the donations module recently. But I don't want to get too far into that because you guys will be seeing it in the near future. So I'd rather wait for the surprise. So I think that is all of our questions for right now. So Omar, I'm going to go ahead and more or less throw it back to you, I think.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking care of the questions, Zach. And thank you everybody who's attended and shared your questions. Those are some wonderful questions. I just want to share some of the information that Zach has on the screen here. If you have any questions about using ClubRunner or trying to get a goal accomplished, please feel free to reach out to us at support@clubrunner.ca. You can also join us on clubrunnercommunity.com. I know Zach showed you guys the general and announcements board, and please feel free to check out the ClubRunner application and sign up for more training. You'll see the link in the bottom right of the screen there, clubrunner.com/training. We have some more deeper dive sessions. So thank you all for attending, and we'll make sure to wrap up any questions that are unanswered in the chat. So thank you so much and have a great day.